What's going on, guys? It's Justin from Push and Profit. Hope everyone is having a beautiful day today. Now, in this video, I wanted to take a moment to express one of my biggest regrets in life and something that I've been thinking about a lot of as of recently, right? Now, at the time of this video, I'm 24 years old, approaching 25 years old, so almost a quarter century old now when I think about it. Now, one of my biggest regrets has something to do with romance and not taking the opportunity with someone in the past and missing out. But that's really not the regret that I really want to talk about in this video, right? So I guess really my second biggest regret in life, that I'm gonna be talking about is not getting into the mindset of saving and trading in the stock market at an earlier age, right? So of course, I'm still considered young in the eyes of many, especially a ton of older individuals. They express a lot of times that they wish they had my mindset when they were 24. Now I do agree that I'm on the right path. I'm still young, but when I think about it, I kind of feel behind, right? And again, I'm not comparing myself to anyone else, but I feel behind in the sense that I know for a fact if I had this, mentality or adopted this mindset years ago, 6 years ago, is specifically, I would be light years ahead of where I'm at now, right? Now, the reason I say this is, for example, when I was 18 years old, I already had been working 2 years at my first job, which was a fast food restaurant called Boston Market. And at the time, I believe I was making about like $9 an hour, right? Working like part time. So, maybe bringing in about $10,000 a year from 16 to 18, right? And I was still in high school, living with my mom, and I don't really recall having any bills whatsoever. So, at 18, I pretty much could have already had $20,000 saved up, by 18 already. However, at 18, I was nowhere near that. I mean, my bank account probably had max, like maybe $500, right? So I was thinking the other day, like, okay, if I was working and I didn't have virtually any expenses at the time, then where did my money go? And then I thought about it for a moment, and I remembered that like pretty much every single paycheck I received, I ended up going to straight to the mall, right? And buying clothes. Now, of course, treating yourself is not necessarily a bad thing, but when I think about it, the opportunity cost, it really bothers me, right? Because first of all, pretty much all the outfits I ended up purchasing at the time, they either don't fit me anymore, right? Or, they became out of style. So I don't wear them, right? So when I think about it, that's pretty much $20,000 thrown away when, had I got into trading at an earlier age with 20,000 by 18, I could have already been working towards attaining a goal of 1%, a day trading. And that equates to, $200 a day, right? And, $200 a day then equates to, 50,000 a year. So at 18, I could have already been past, the threshold of making 50,000 a year at 18, which is, pretty rare, right? But, I could have already been there by 18, or really 19, I guess, right? Now, of course, the reason I'm putting out this video isn't necessarily for anyone to like feel bad for me or understand my regret, but rather so that, I could be able to release this message and ideology, I guess, to someone out there who might be just as unaware of, opportunity costs as I was when I was younger. So, at the end of the day, it's always good to learn from your own mistakes, but it's better to learn from someone else's mistakes, because the reality is those jeans you buy, those sneakers you buy, they won't make a difference years down the line, right? In fact, you probably won't even own a majority of that stuff anyways, right? Now, saving and, investing your time into, learning a skill that could actually produce, a difference, that's really what's going to matter down the line, right? So, if anyone younger is watching this video, then, please, take notes. And if anyone older is watching this video, then, you guys don't have to take notes. You guys already know what I'm talking about, right? But make sure you do your part in passing down the wisdom and experience to someone younger and really guide them, if you can. I think one of the things I lacked back then was really having a mentor, or really just someone else older than me and more successful around me, right? I mean, it wasn't until I was 22 when, one of my friends who was about like a couple years older than me, was successful, told me that, every time you spend your money, think about how hard you work to get that money and how easily you're giving it up, right? So, fast forward to 22, I started realizing, hey, if I'm making $15 an hour now, right? And I go to the mall and I spend $15 on a t-shirt, I literally had to work, hours doing something I don't want to do, being at a place I don't want to be, to buy something that I don't necessarily need. And, that was really the turning point for me, right? That's when I realized, okay, $15 saved, added into like a multitude of savings in other areas, can really generate, some money that later on you could invest or trade and make more money. Now, of course, not everyone's gonna get into trading or even investing, right? Right? I understand that. It's not for everyone, right? But I mean, you could still apply the same concept of saving and eventually like investing in yourself to anything else, like opening a business to produce more money, right? Of course, it doesn't have to be with the stocks. That's what I'm saying. So the younger you are, the more advantage you have to work with, because, you get to start and take advantage of, not having financial responsibilities. Like later on in life, you're gonna have a rent to pay. You're gonna have a cell phone bill. You might have a car note, or maybe you might end up having kids, right? You never know. These things that could, just make it harder to move forward. And the quicker you move forward, the more forward you would get, because you won't have as many external barriers stifling your trajectory. And that's just a simple truth. I guarantee you anyone older would agree. And if they do disagree with anything that I'm saying, I'm of course open to hearing their opinions on that. But when you start young, you just have more chances to fail, because later on, you don't have too much opportunity to fail. You have a lot on your shoulders. You can't even think about really trading or taking that investment in opening your business, right? There's just like a lot that we got to consider, right? So really, that's just my thoughts of like how I'm feeling right now at 24 years old, thinking back on things. I started late. I started in my early 20s, I guess. I guess I'm in my early 20s, approaching my mid 20s. But this is something that, I kind of really wish I started at an earlier age. And hopefully this message does go to, across someone who's younger, so that they could obviously consider the things that I'm saying. And with that being said, guys, welcome to my TED Talk. No, I'm just kidding. But hopefully, this message was something that you guys could resonate with. If you guys agree, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe. I do post a lot of content on entrepreneurship. I want to post content on real estate eventually. I do post a ton of content on trading if you guys follow this channel. Again, my name is Justin from Push and Profit. And, hopefully you guys have a great day, and I'm out. Peace.